Hi, Kirsten. How are you?
Good. How are you? Good to talk to you, Josh.
Yeah, well, I'm doing great, thank you. And so excited to be able to talk to you because I love the first season and I've been lucky enough to see the second and love that just as much. And I
Thanks.
really didn't think you'd be able to come up with anything cuter than Baby Groot in pajamas, but then you go and put him in a snowsuit. So, where did the idea for that come from? And how much fun is it for you to play around with this character's charm?
Oh, super fun. Yeah. Yeah, I love that question because I know I sometimes forget about the fun details that we put in there. And we really had a blast with it, like in those brainstorming sessions for season two. Uh, we were so ecstatic that people were, very, very into season one and it was well received. So we're like, cool, how can we up this? How can we like have the most fun with it? And so yeah, we came up with some ideas that I think are even weirder and wilder than season one. I was shocked when the executives were like, "Yeah, we'll let you give Groot a nose." I'm like, "Cool." Never thought that would happen. But it was a super fun challenge to come up with like yeah these wild ideas like the snowsuit. I was really excited about because like what's cuter than yeah like a kid in a snowsuit that's too big for him trying to waddle around. There were many tests as well. A lot of CG tests where we were like the snowsuit needs to be puffier. It needs to be thicker. It's not cute enough yet. Like go more.
Oh, that's so cool. And you nailed it. And, not to get into spoilers, but obviously we've seen in the trailers that the Watcher is going to be in the show. And so I'm curious, I think everyone's going to be talking about that character, especially as we get to maybe see a new side of him as he's thrown into the mix here. So what was it like bringing that character into play and getting to work with Jeffrey Wright on showing a different side of the Watcher from the more stoic version we've seen in the past, perhaps?
Yeah, that was a really fun kind of undertaking. I it was also an example of something that we pitched where I was like, I don't know if they're gonna let me do this, but they did, and they were really excited about the prospect of yeah bringing the Watcher in a very different capacity than we've seen him in What If. Working with Jeffrey Wright was amazing. Yeah, like can't say enough great things about that record session and such a cool guy. We had actually done we'd actually done like three different scratch, like the temporary dialogue for that episode. I did one. We had one of the editors at Marvel who has a really great Watcher voice do a few of them. So I feel like we were just reworking the scratch, to pitch this episode to make sure that it was working. And then, we were kind of like, oh, I don't know. And then as soon as Jeffrey came in, it was just like, boom, there it is. Like incredible performance, just like knocks out of the park, first time around. I mean, he is the Watcher, like he embodies it. So he like, it was magical to witness him bring that character to life in that capacity and to give him a little bit of a sense of humor, that we haven't always
Yeah.
seen
Oh,
in the
amazing. Yeah, well,
context.
it came together so well. Such a fun episode. And of course, another actor who really gets to explore a lot of different sides of their character is Vin Diesel. So when he's recording his lines and he's seeing all these crazy scenarios that you're putting Baby Groot in, that must make a really fun back and forth for you between director and actor.
Yeah, I mean in like in our sessions like he's always been so supportive and wonderful and like truly amused, which makes me so happy as a writer and director. I'm like he likes it. He's like and then, and you see that, in the performance and the work you hear it that he's really bringing his all to it and really enjoys and loves this character truly and yeah, he'll not only do the lines but like he'll always put in all the additional efforts and everything that he's not even required to do, but he just fully commits. And I love that about his performance.
Awesome. And my wife, whenever we watch anything Marvel Studios, she's always ready to skip that opening fanfare, and it annoys me to no end. But where did the inspiration come from for that? And to have Baby Groot fast forward, because the second she saw that when we watched season one, she loved it.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah, I wanted to do something really irreverent for the fanfare, for both seasons, and we worked with a company that just does the fanfare separately. And so I had pitched them some goofy ideas, and then they pitched me some things back, and I think that was sort of where we landed. Was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if we kind of trolled everybody and just did what some people are thinking, which is like, let's skip the intro. And it feels very in character for Groot as well. So, and as another one where I was like, yes, glad they let me play there, and like have fun with that.
Oh, amazing. And something, again, I think myself and a lot of fans love about this show is the Easter eggs you managed to get in there. In season 2, for example, we see a celestial ice cream, which I thought was a really, really fun one in that episode. So what's it like coming up with those few? And do you get a lot of freedom to just explore the MCU and just throw these things into the mix like that?
Yeah, yeah, they have given me like a, I mean, what I thought was like a very surprising amount of freedom where, yeah, we write these scenarios like, okay, Groot has a nose, like that's the,
Yeah.
that's the plot, or like, Groot, goes after this ice cream truck. And I was always just pleasantly surprised that they were really, really on board with the weird things that I wanted to do with this character and with the show. And I think that's also what makes it fun, and they get that, they understand that. They're obviously very, very smart, and know, that they can play with this massive palette of characters that they have, in the funnest way possible. So I really commend them for that. And it made it a great working relationship as well, because I really felt that I had that freedom, even at the writing stage, to just bring my personal brand of weirdness to it. So felt really good.
Oh, that's great to hear. And, the response to season 1 was great. And since then, we've seen Baby Groot's various unique looks, whether it be as a Funko Pop, a hot toy, which I've got on pre order with the pajamas, I have to admit. But what's it like for you?
Bunch of Funko Pops over here of him, yeah.
It's just great to see because everyone loves this character. But for you, obviously, as the driving force behind the show, what's it like to see your contributions to the MCU embraced in such a big way, and the way fans have fallen in love with the character all over again?
I mean, it's trippy. It's really wild, I gotta
Mm.
say. Like, it's, I don't know. I just feel like one small person that doesn't even know that much about comics, to be honest, and then like coming into this world and like really just getting absorbed into the world of Groot and into the MCU, and becoming so much more of a fan through that process as well. It's it hits even harder, when I walked into Hot Topic and like found a wall of Groot toys, and there's like 7 of them that are all different from the shorts that we wrote from season 1. So yeah, I mean, it's totally just like an honor to have any place in this kind of massive world of mythology that Marvel is creating.
Oh, amazing. And I've got to ask while I have you, I know this might be a question for Kevin Feige, but do you think season 3 is something you would like to come back for? Would you maybe even like to take Baby Groot into his own film, perhaps? Because I feel like there's a ton of potential there too.
I mean, I would be very interested in that. It'd be very cool to see a feature length Baby Groot for sure. Um, you know, I feel like that's all I can say is like I enjoy working with this character in any capacity that they will allow me to.
For sure. And, season 2, we've got creepy, cute alien birds, we've got a cosmic ice cream truck, and even a killer snowman in there. But what for you has been the most fun about exploring Baby Groot and his place in this cosmic side of the MCU, where you get to throw in some crazy ideas that we wouldn't see on Earth necessarily?
Yeah. I mean, I think the parts I enjoy the most are the ones that sort of pull just really, really relatable and sometimes autobiographical moments. Like the episode with the baby bird. There's definitely some inspiration I'm drawing from being a parent of a very young child. I'm like, I've felt some of those things that Groot is feeling for sure. And then the ice cream truck, I'm like, that was me. Like I was that kid, I would do anything to get that coin, to get that ice cream. So yeah, I feel like those are the moments where, I think we can all relate in some way to this character. And I think that's what makes him really, really lovable and wonderful, and what makes the shorts so fun.
Absolutely. Oh, well, Kirsten, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for making these shorts because they're so much fun. And season 2, I can't wait for people to check it out because it's just brilliant. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Josh. Yeah, great questions. Enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah, lovely to speak to you. And thank you so much for wonderful answers. Have a great day.